this. Okay, so in exam, remember, you have to read on your own. So the first step is that you read the problem. I'll give you a minute. 212. Think what is the answer that you will pick. Then let us try to analyze it. Okay, so let me just check online if there is anybody. Karthik, can you confirm that you are able to hear? Okay, good, thanks. We are on page 300 and try to read the problem number 212. Okay, done. Have you read? Under which leadership subordinates do not get the guidance and support of the leader? Yes, I think it's free reign, because you're expected all the decisions to be made by the subordinates. Okay, read 213. Okay, 213 has two cases. Can you tell me the meaning of these two words? Labor absenteeism. ह्याचा अर्थ काय? And labor turnover. When you get into intermediate stage in cost and management accounting, you will have to solve problems regarding labor turnover. Okay, so what is the meaning of turnover? Absenteeism. Workers do not come to the work. They are not reporting to work. That would be called labor absenteeism. And labor turnover is when people leave the job. Separations from the employee. Every time an employee leaves, you have to hire a new employee and train. So the training cost will add to the company's cost of manpower. Okay, so let's look at 213. Labor absenteeism and labor turnover are reduced. Under what management will they be reduced? Okay, see, in democratic and free reign, both autocratic we definitely think is not the right answer, because autocratic means the manager takes decisions without any consultation with the subordinates. In democratic leadership, the control is with the top management, but they are kind of consulting the subordinates. Whereas in free reign, there is a complete delegation of authority. So, I mean, between B and C, what would you select? Can you think? B or C? B. I don't know. I would go with C. Can you check the answer? B. Democratic. But at least as far as the textbook goes, it says that democratic still remains a free reign. Na? What is the answer that you found? 213. B there, democratic. Okay, fine. So this is like interpretation issue. Okay. Interpreting. Okay. Let's look at 214. Dash. Okay, read this. Read this. I will not read unless and until you have read. Okay. Have you all read? Fine. Dash leadership style may be appropriate when subordinates are uneducated, unskilled, and submissive. What is the best option? B. Correct. Autocratic means such cases you need a strong manager who will put all decisions or impose the will on the employees. Okay. 215. Try to read. Oh, this is a very, very difficult question, I would say. I'll read this. Rensis Likart and his associates at University of Michigan, USA conducted an extensive survey on dash style. Okay. Leadership management, C, A and B. Okay. What would you select? Rensis Likart has 4 styles of that thing he did, right? So check if it is C, leadership and management styles. Management styles. Okay. But let's come to 216. We'll handle this in some time. System 1 managers are. Yes, system 1 is. See here, there is no way you can answer this question unless you memorize Rensis Likart's theory. So system 1, and those who are absent or not there for the stuff, write that system 1 is exploitative and autocratic. Exploitative and autocratic. So they are doing evolution of management. Okay, so first, and this is a good practice, read question number 213, 217. 217, system 2. System 1 is exploitative and authoritarian. B, correct. It's benevolent and autocratic. It's benevolent and autocratic. Okay. Can you tell me, though they are not asked here, can you tell me C and D? What will be the 4 stages of management evolution? Generally, it begins with kind of a exploitative and autocratic style of management. Then it becomes benevolent and autocratic. What is the 3rd stage and what is the 4th stage? Consultative, correct? And 4th? Very good. Okay, so fine. This word democratic gets used in Rensis Likart's system and also in another theory. Okay, so that's how I got confused. So in Rensis Likart, then the 214 is correct. Democracy is the right answer. Consultative and democratic. Okay. Okay, we can go ahead, but I want you all to write from memory these 4 stages, types of management. Okay. Rensis Likart's, Rensis Likart, 4 stages of evolution. 4 stages of evolution. Okay. Now here, try to reproduce from memory. Don't try to look into the answers. Whatever you can remember, try to write in whatever order. But try and remember and write. Once you have completed, please let me know. Karthik, you also do that. Try to write the stages of evolution of management. Then what is the first one? Autocratic, exploitative. See, benevolent means somebody who's thinking about the welfare. Just remember, many English words derived from this word bene. Beneficiary, benediction, beneficiaries, then so benevolent, autocratic. Means still decision is made by the top management, but they are concerned with the welfare of the people. What are the third and fourth stages? Consultative and democratic. Did you all get this? Whose theory is this about evolution of stages of management? Rensis Likert. So these are all great scholars of management. Huh? When you do a more serious course in management, you will read about them. Okay, we have done 218. Tell me what is 218. Read 218 and choose. What would you select? 218. Threats and punishments. System 1 managers believe in rewards, penalties to motivate the subordinates, threats and punishment. Or could it be D? All of the above. Yeah, check which is the correct option. Threats and punishments. Okay, but these are very confusing one, huh? Because it has all these things. Even punishments, penalties to motivate subordinates is also very close to threats and punishments. Arey check karam. I would have even thought D would be a very maybe a closely approximation. 219. According to Likert, which system of management is an ideal system? Ideal system. What is the best? Evolution starts with autocratic, exploitative. So what would be the best? Third is what? Consultative. Would you prefer consultative or democratic system? Democratic. So it should be system 4, right? 219. System 4. Okay. 220. Check. Read 220. Okay, under which systems managers set goals and issue orders after discussion with the subordinates? I would say this would go to, what would be your best option? C. Because what is a critical word here? Discussion with the subordinates. That is a consultative sign of management. Okay. Carrot and stick. म्हणजे चांगलं काम केलं तर give rewards. If person is not doing well, then you punish that. Carrot and stick approach to motivation is under which system? Oh, it's very difficult to answer this, yeah. Carrot and stick. I would say A maybe, or check A or B. I don't know. B दिया है. Benevolent autocratic. But it is a very difficult one to answer. I would say just the suggested solution is B, keep it to B. Because if you go to any company, okay, everywhere this policy is there. Correct? If you do perform well, you will get benefits. If you do not perform, you will not receive the benefits. In which system managers exercise strict supervision and control over the subordinates? Exploitative, autocratic. Okay, 223. Paternalistic means it comes from the word parents, paternal, like father figure, like the system that adopts paternalistic approach towards subordinates is paternalistic. Remember, that means the decisions are being made by the, which one would you select? Exploitative, autocratic, benevolent, autocratic. It doesn't look democratic, right? Benevolent autocratic is what I would say. Just check if it's benevolent autocratic. 223. You check it later. What style of leadership is proposed by. Okay, come to 227. Come to 227 directly. Let's solve problems on management. We have solved enough problems on Likert system. The term motivation is derived from the word 227. It's derived from, motivation is derived from, correct, is derived from motive. Okay. 228, please read. Dash means a urge to do something. Why do you want to do something? Power means you are controlling somebody. Urge nahi hai thi. Power means is what you have, you control something. I would say 228 is motive. Motive is the urge to do something. म्हणजे for all of you, the motivation is to become a cost accountant. Correct? I suppose that is a very strong motivation for studying. I hope it is a very strong motivation. Okay. Two 29. Answer this. This is a very simple question. Dash is a reflection of needs and wants. Can it be power? Can it be authority? None of the above also doesn't look like. So it's 229 again. C, right? Motive. The process of inducing or inspiring people to take desired course of action. Write that this is a definition. Please write this as a definition of motivation. Done, have you written? Okay. 231, can you answer this? Where will the motivation begin? Hmm? Yes. What's your choice? Would you think आपल्याला motivation कशापासून येतं? When you realize that there is a need, right? That is, so I would say most logical answer is 231. B. Discovery of the need. So for example, you would want to go and eat when you are hungry. Correct. So it is the feeling of hunger that would create that need. Dash involves interaction between needs and incentives. Definitely it's not coordination, not control. So it's motivation. Involves interaction between needs and incentives. Okay, this is a very tough question. 233. I'll keep it for you to answer. I would have thought that the answer should have been all of the above. पर इधर none of the above दिया है. हाँ, but काय आहे, I don't know, motivation, it's mental and psychological मध्ये फरक काय? Almost they are the same thing, right? Even behavior is also something like psychological thing. So I think maybe you can just mark that as in the circle, you can check it later. But that's why I said this is a very difficult choice to make. Which of the following is not a financial incentive? Come on, this is easy. Which is not a financial incentive? C. Recognition. Correct. No questions there. 235. 235. Let's look at 235. Which of the following are non-financial incentives? Yes, 235 would be D. See, when you are young, many of you think that money is the most important thing. But you'll realize that many times it is not money that motivates, but there are many other things. Correct? So for example, many people choose to become professionals, not just because they want to earn more money, but they feel that that is a much better life, more fulfilling life. It's not only about money. Okay, is there any universal theory or approach to motivation? No, leave this question. It cannot be answered within the framework that we have. 237, high motivation provides, जहाँ पे मोटिवेशन अच्छा रहेगा, I think it will have all the four things will get achieved. So it's something very good for the companies. Okay. Who developed the theory of motivation on the basis of hypothesis relating to human behavior? No, leave this question. Because everybody has done the same thing. It is assuming the... No, but everybody has that theory. It is based on human behavior only. Herzberg, McGregor, 239. Okay. Remember, just write this. McGregor's theory of X and Y. It is based on the hypothesis of human behavior, okay? what is the assumption here? There are, he says, some people who assume that there are X type of persons and other is Y types. The X types, the assumption is that this would be workers would be lazy, work dodgers, and generally they require a lot of control and fear to motivate. And Y theory is the people are motivated and they will be looking at job fulfillment. So generally this would be disciplined. So all these kinds of assumptions, McGregor said, are assumptions that managers make about the type of subordinates. Instead, you could classify them between X and Y. Okay. Now try to look at this question. The theory that implies carrot and stick approach is carrot and stick policy. Remember, if you do well, you get reward. If you don't do well, you will get punished. So what would be your best choice here? Would you say Y type of people will do it or X type will require carrot and stick? Y would be already motivated and they are performing to their best abilities. So yeah, here I would try to think maybe it's 239B. Check if this is 239B. Theory X. Okay. Fine. If you don't know, write this. Abraham Maslow's general theory of motivation. Okay. So in your in context of your syllabus, okay, the general theory would refer to a universal theory, and that universal theory is given by Abraham Maslow. Okay. So just write Abraham Maslow's general theory of motivation. What is it called? Anybody knows? Need hierarchy pyramid. Right? This theory you all should know. Maslow's theory is called a need hierarchy. Need hierarchy pyramid. Need hierarchy pyramid. Okay. At the bottom, and please draw a pyramid like this with 5 things. Okay, this is the wants, from the basic wants to the highest level of wants, that is the hierarchy. So it's going from lower end to upper end. Lower end to upper end. So what are the wants? Can you all write? All of you should know this. Even if you don't get asked this question in your CMA course, it's going to be asked in your BCom program. Either in FI or SY, you're going to get this. So the important needs are physiological needs like food, clothing, water. These are all called physiological needs. After your physiological needs are satisfied, Maslow says you have safety needs. Correct. Very good. You have to know this diagram. Safety needs. Once safety needs are satisfied, he says that people have social needs. Correct. Becoming a member of a group,